welcome to Web of Stories. My name is Melinda. It's Wednesday, which means it's Wednesdays with William Shakespeare, of course. And I'm here today to draw our March play. I had to think about what month. This month in February, we're reading Much Ado About Nothing. I have not read it yet, but I'm hoping to get to it this weekend. I've seen it though, so I know the story. So if you haven't seen this before, the way we do this is in this tin, I have little slips of paper with all of the Shakespeare plays we have not yet read, minus A Midsummer Night's Dream, because we've already decided we're going to do that one in June, and minus Henry VI parts 2 and 3. I choose Henry VI part 1, part 2 will go, it makes sense. And so, whoops. And what I do is I just close this and shake it and do this, and then I draw a name. So we do 9 plays a year with this. We do, we take May and December off completely from doing the Bard Room. Those are months that are just super busy for me, so we're just not going to do the Bard Room those months. But then also in April, we decided starting this year, so this year and next year, we're going to be, instead of doing a play, we're going to do one of Shakespeare's longer poems instead. And it's going to be whichever of the longer poems is in my anthology, which is over there, so I can't tell you which one it is. But I'll tell you next month. Let's see. So I've shaken this up, and now I'm going to toss these around. Get just one slip of paper. Let's see, this is for March. Okay, we're going to stay in comedy land and do All's Well That Ends Well. So this is not one I am familiar with. I'm excited to read it. I kind of do need some comedy in my life right now. So I am glad to do another comedy in a row. So there you go. I also already own this one, so I don't have to order anything. So that's always a good thing. That keeps my book count down a little bit. If you would like to join us on my Discord, there is a thread called the Bard Room. This is where we discuss our Shakespeare stuff. You can also comment on videos, but I'm really I'm slower than I should be at replying to comments. I do mean to do it. January was a month. It just was a thing. So really the Bard Room is like the best place to do that. But you can join for one play, you can join for all of them, whatever you'd like to do. And if you'd like to join us, but you're a little intimidated by Shakespeare, that is fair. There are some ways to make Shakespeare a little easier. One is, and this is what I personally do, is I get an audiobook of the play. There is a company called Archangel, which has done all of the plays with some fairly well-known actors. I mean, they're British Shakespearean actors. You may have heard of some of them. I know David Tennant shows up on some of them. Greg Wise was in one. Sophie Thompson was in one. So there are characters. Anthony and Cleopatra had Kieran, that whatever that name is, Hines. Kieran, that guy, he's in it. So one of my libraries has all of those plays, as most of them, I should say, not all of them. They actually don't have Much Ado About Nothing, but my other library has a different version of All About Nothing, which has David Tennant. So I'm going to be listening to that one instead. But Audible does have them all as well. And maybe Libro, I haven't checked. So that's what I do, is I just listen to it as I read it. And that actually really helps with comedies, because some of Shakespeare's humor isn't humorous anymore. And it's not that it's offensive. I mean, sometimes it's a little offensive, but it's not that it's offensive. It's just not stuff we find funny. So when you listen to a performance or see a performance, the actors can bring out that humor that you're going to miss in the script. So I think it works especially well with comedies. Another thing you can do is watch a performance of it before you see it. You don't have to go to the theater. Your library will probably have a DVD of something, of one of these. I have subscriptions to both Broadway HD and Marquee. Those are 2 different streaming services. Broadway HD has a lot of the, film productions of a lot of the stage productions of the Stratford Festival in Canada, and Marquee has a lot of the RSC. So I have, options with those, but that's a way to do it as well. And there's nothing wrong with just watching a production and discussing it from there. I'm not going to send the Shakespeare police after you. It's fine. The only thing I would keep in mind with productions is sometimes they might make some minor changes. For example, I watched the Stratford production of The Merry Wives of Windsor, and they did things like change shillings to dollars, and at the end of A Merry Wives of Windsor, they go to this go frolic in the forest thing, some Elizabethan thing in the forest, and they changed it to Halloween, which clearly was not that. So I mean, there might be some small changes. You probably are more likely to see those if you watch you're probably less likely to see those if you watch the RSC, is what I should say. But anyway, those are things you can do. But anyway, so if you'd like to join us in February, we are currently doing Much Ado About Nothing, and there are some great movie adaptations of that one. And then in March, we're going to do All's Well That Ends Well. So thank you very much. Like, subscribe, join my Discord, especially if you want to join us. You can just find the Bard Room in there, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.